They physically beat the shit out of us.
Hey guys, this is Dominique Wilkins.
Hey, this is Sean Kemp.
This is Gary Payton.
Hey, this is Pau Gasol.
NBA fans, what's up? This is Vince Carter here.
Hey, what's up? This is Matt Barnes. If you're an old school NBA fan like I am, make sure you check out the Basketball Time Machine with my man Sean David.
Hello and good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Basketball Time Machine. My name is Sean David. Welcome to your weekly dose of old school NBA basketball. Now, as you know, every once in a while I try to find some players that I haven't covered before or where you don't see millions of videos on YouTube, especially when it comes to the NBA Legends Talk About Certain Players videos. And with this one, I'm pretty sure you haven't seen one like this before. NBA Legends talking about Bill Laimbeer, why they thought he was great, why they hated him, why they thought that he was overrated, and all the good stuff. But before we start with that, let me ask you guys for a small favor. Please subscribe to the channel and like the video if you enjoy the content. All right, you guys, let's do it. So the first player that I want to take a look at is Isiah Thomas, who obviously was a teammate of Bill Laimbeer. And yeah, his opinion, teammate for so many years, won championships with Bill Laimbeer, so obviously he has good things to say about the big fella. Let's take a look.
Before Kevin Love, who was just like Kevin Love. His name is Bill Laimbeer.
Laimbeer makes a fine block from behind. Can they tie? Sally. No, Laimbeer got it. He tipped it in. Mid left for Ewing. A step in front and a steal by Laimbeer. Don't leave him open out there. Bill Laimbeer.
And I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna be like, oh, Bill Laimbeer, he hit people, he was dirty, blah, 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 blah. All them lies you've been told. But let me tell you about the truth about Bill Laimbeer. 13 years, Bill Laimbeer missed 9 games. No load management. No, my back hurt. No, I can't play. Every single night, my teammate was dependable, reliable, showed up every night to play. Well, Laimbeer led the league in rebounding. Great outlet passer, shoot it, run, dunk, you name it. If we don't have Bill Laimbeer on our team, the Detroit Pistons, we never win a championship.
Nice shot. He's the best outside shooting big man in the game. Fires a three and hits it. Clock running down. Laimbeer fires a three and hits with 4 seconds to play.
And the next player's opinion that we're going to take a look at is from Mark Eaton. If you don't remember Mark Eaton, he was one of the tallest guys who ever played in the NBA. That guy was a mountain, and he was a sensational shot blocker. Unfortunately, he died not too long ago. But anyway, this clip is, I think, from like 4 or 5 years ago. Let's take a look at what he has to say about Bill Laimbeer.
What was it like matching up against guys like Bill Laimbeer and Rick Mahorn?
You had to bring those guys up, huh?
Friendly faces.
Bill Laimbeer, who I really admired as a rebounder, but I knew him from high school because he's from Southern California, like me. I can't say I liked either one of those guys, and Bill Laimbeer had always had the extra elbow sticking out or the extra knee or something like that. But they were effective because they got you more worried about throwing a punch at them than you were about playing basketball, which I think was their intention from the outset. And and they were very, very good players. And obviously, the Pistons win the 2 or 3 championships there, and so he was a challenge. But it was mostly his mouth that was the biggest challenge. So.
And the next clip that we're going to take a look at is from Gilbert Arenas, who obviously never played against Bill Laimbeer. And yeah, with Gilbert Arenas, it's always kind of interesting. He sometimes has not too many great things to say about old school players, but let's hear what he has to say. Let's go for it.
It is a pointless argument. Bill Laimbeer cannot play basketball today, right? His defense does not work today. The things that you guys glorifying, which is hard fouls, not better defense, hard fouls. If you look at the people who were brutally hurting people, they were not all defensive players. A defensive player is playing within the rules, stopping you on the offensive end. Like if we can play offense how they play defense, just give me the ball, let me run with it and go score. It's illegal. It's illegal. But if I can do that, I can say I'm the best scorer in the league. You're just clotheslining players. You're just hurting players. And that's how it was.
I never really ever liked Laimbeer in any social situation.
No.
Yeah.
And it's because he was a dirty player.
Right.
He had to do what he had to do. I understand that. But you take like Ricky Mahorn, he'd hit you and all that, but he'd hit you, you know you're going to get hit.
Yeah.
But he didn't try to maim you.
Right.
Bill tried to hurt you.
Right.
And, he was one of them guys, you shoot a jumper, he tried to slide his foot underneath your ankle so you twist your ankle. And that's why Parrish
Did he really used to do that?
If you watch any of our old games, Parrish was always twisting his ankle against the Pistons. So one time I shot a jumper and Laimbeer did it to me and I stepped on his foot, but I stepped on a high and twist my ankle. I don't know, a quarter or two later, he was shooting that jumper. I slid mine in there. That's the last time he ever did it.
Really?
Yeah. But he was, he had to play the way he had to play, and we all understood that. But if you carry it too far, you carry it over the line, you got to protect yourself.
I remember Bill Laimbeer got in a fight with me, man. Bill was doing whatever, and was
he
up
got
on
into a fist fight with you.
Fist fight. You know what he did?
In practice?
In practice.
Okay.
And he got me, man. I always say I only got dunked on one time, and then somebody sent me a video of Michael Jordan dunking on me 3 times, but it was all one to me. But Bill Laimbeer did the whole hockey fight, pulled my jersey over my head. So it happened. It's going to happen. Those fights are going to happen.
I mean, listen, Bill Laimbeer had a Super Nintendo game called Bill Laimbeer's Combat Basketball.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that was a real thing.
No, it's a real thing.
I didn't.
We're actually going to show the picture of it right now.
Yeah,
it's an actual real thing.
You told me that.
He fought. You didn't believe me, right?
I didn't believe you.
Did you look it up?
Yeah, and I saw it, and I couldn't believe that he really had this, hey, you never know how guys are making money in the league.
Yeah.
He'd make his money.
Pick and roll, pick and pop. That was Laimbeer and I. He would tell Robert Parrish, you got to come out here and get me, Chief. I'm 17 feet away from the basket. Wow. Oh, man. Is that what y'all call a stretch big now? Y'all thought that was new? Oh, no. Laimbeer was doing that way back in the day. In the era where the centers and the power forwards had to post up to be effective. Bill Laimbeer was one of the few who changed the game and moved the 5 and the 4 out to the perimeter for jump shots. And by the way, Bill Laimbeer was heavily criticized because he wasn't a post-up player. Now, you have a whole league of bigs playing like Bill Laimbeer and not necessarily posting up. So who was right?
I had a caller saying, you got Ben Wallace in the Hall of Fame. Why isn't Bill Laimbeer? And I said, you have a valid point because Bill Laimbeer is a better player. They both made the All-Star team 4 times. Ben was a great off-the-ball defender, but he didn't offer anything else. Maybe rebounding. But if I said you could have Bill Laimbeer or Ben Wallace as a teammate.
In the 80s, 90s, or in today's basketball, because that matters. Because Bill Laimbeer would be great in today's game.
But
he would be great because
he was very good back then.
He could pick and pop, which is in today, big men are supposed to be or required to be able to shoot threes now, right? So Bill Laimbeer would be great in today's game. He was great in the 80s and early 90s. But didn't Ben Wallace win Defensive Player of the Year 3 or 4 times?
Yeah.
I don't think Bill Laimbeer ever did that.
No, but Bill was a far better player than Ben Wallace.
He was a more skilled player. But before that, I in my book, I would put Robert Horry in the Hall of Fame before Bill Laimbeer.
In my personal opinion, I love Bill Laimbeer, and I clearly have to differentiate between being a basketball fan and being a basketball player. Like, I would have hated to play against this guy, not only because he was that unfair, this mean player, but also he could play. I mean, he could shoot. He would be super physical with you, so it probably was not the greatest experience playing against him and his entire team. But on the other hand, being a basketball fan, I think he was also part of the reason why Michael Jordan became Michael Jordan. He helped Michael Jordan to be this force, this driven player. He made Michael Jordan, he and his teammate Michael Jordan go to the gym, work out and all this kind of things. And it was so much more beautiful to see that Jordan overcame the bad boy Pistons and obviously Bill Laimbeer. So I'm grateful for that fella. But you guys, let me know in the comments below what you think. And I would say thanks a lot for watching. See you next time on the Basketball Time Machine.